nobody, and I mean nobody, should buy a Glock 17. I don't think there's any good reason. I'm going to list my reasons why you shouldn't. If you have any that you would like to discuss, feel free to leave a comment and we can talk about those. If you give a good argument that I end up agreeing with, I will PayPal you $1. Okay? Let's get into the video. All right. Well, I got my handy dandy microphone. I got my boy Don and Julio by my side, and I'm ready to talk about something a little controversial. I don't think anybody should buy a Glock 17. Glock 17s, in my opinion, there's no real point of buying one of them. Now, I'm sure going to piss a lot of you guys off by saying this, but I'm pretty confident in that feeling. The biggest reason is because it doesn't really do anything that the Glock 34 can't. So the Glock 34 is basically a Glock 17, but it's got a longer barrel, longer slide, longer sight radius. Now, those are three big things. I kind of listed them off real quickly, but all in all, those three things, so the longer barrel, you got a little bit more weight, a little bit more velocity, makes it a little bit more accurate. Slightly longer sight radius also is going to translate into a little bit better accuracy. And now, it doesn't make the gun more mechanically accurate, but when the sights are further apart, you can have a little bit of deviation and it's still going to be more accurate. Sights very close together on like small guns. If you have a little bit of sway in between being perfectly aligned, it's going to translate into a bigger difference on the target. By getting those sights further apart, you get a little bit better accuracy or a little bit more room for error, which I think is a big deal. The longer barrel and the longer slide is also going to translate into less recoil. Now, more weight in the gun means less recoil going into your hand. And I think that's a big thing as far as follow-up shots. I've shot 17s and I've shot 34s side by side in competition before, and the 34 was just better. I used to own a Glock 19. I owned that for I wanted to have something a little bit more carryable. I was working at the gun shop, so I had something on me all day. But then I realized what I really wanted was a full-size gun that was good for going to the range and a little bit more accurate, a little bit more velocity, a little bit less recoil. What I noticed was the Glock 17 it definitely improved those things over the 19, but the 34 did it a little bit better. Having that longer barrel, longer slide, longer sight radius, it's about a 0.6 inch difference. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on screen. But I think the Glock 17 is like a 4.4, that, and then the Glock 34 I think is a 5.1 or something. I can't quite remember the exact numbers off the top of my head, but you get a little bit longer barrel, which makes it a little bit more controllable. And I thought to myself, well, the Glock 17 and the Glock 34, as far as concealability, is going to be the exact same, because this grip here is the part that becomes hard to conceal. As you noticed, I sat down. The Glock 34 for me is something that I can conceal. If I'm wearing like loose clothing or a jacket, it's definitely a lot easier. But that's not the reason I have this gun. I have this gun because I want something that's easy to shoot, easy to, engage targets really quickly. I use it for competitions but mostly just shooting at the range. And the Glock 17, there's really no reason that I've heard that's good to get that versus the Glock 34, other than the Glock 34 costing more money. Now, it's about a difference of about $60 to $70, probably depending on where you're getting your guns from. But it's definitely worth it. You get a little bit better stock sights, but that's useless to me because I'm going to swap them out for some sort of night sights or high-vis sights. It also includes the factory Glock 3.5 pound trigger connector, which will reduce the trigger pull to a smooth 4.5 very consistently. On pretty much every stock 34 that I've tested out, it's been about a 3.5 pound trigger pull. With the Glock 34, you also get the factory extended slide lock and slide release. I like that because I'm one of the people that when I throw a mag in, I use my thumb to disengage it. Some people are real big fans of the slingshot. Practice with both, whatever works for you. For competitions, I'm not really too stressed out during those, so I'm definitely going to be using that because it's just quicker. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I know you're probably saying again, Reno, what the fuck? 3 videos in under a month? Yeah, I know, right? So I have been enjoying doing this a little bit more lately. And if you like these videos, leave a comment, let me know what you want me to talk about, and I'll think about it. Like, subscribe, post notifications, whatever the fuck YouTubers are telling you to do nowadays. Go ahead and do that to me, please. Thank you.